Hello there everybody. The present video is brought to you by Mr. Mysterious, and this is the very thing he needs to say. Hi, I have been single for a long time, maybe unwittingly realizing I'm in an ideal situation going solo. Your examination affirm how I feel given my couple of miserable encounters with what I ultimately found to be oppressive ladies. No, I'm not playing the casualty card, I'm seeing every challenge as a potential opportunity. I've understood that experiencing passionate feelings for a lady you like blinds you to the inconspicuous controls or obnoxious attack until the deafening breaks the glass ringer container and you recover cognizance after the blow. I can now see the warnings before they're even raised and have figured out how to keep myself in the clear for a significant length of time. In any case, different times it appears to be a disservice in not permitting myself to be helpless. I should concede that for a long time I regarded ladies in light of the regard I felt for my mom as an incredibly special, modest, savvy, and kind lady. With my sister, nonetheless, I had a cordial, far-off relationship. In this light, I acknowledged women's rights until recently, when it turned out to be obvious to me the new wave is truly about acquiring extra legitimate powers without adjusting liabilities, and what I see over and over occurring in the court. Incredibly, a portion of these realities are from ladies themselves, like Diana Davidson, Janice Fiamengo, Christy Foggy, Karen Strawn, Helen Smith, ladies who have dazzled me as our best protectors. At the point when my mom passed on a couple of years prior, I figured out the idea of my relationship with my sister. She turned out to be profoundly underhanded and manipulative, as she purposely hid my mom's will from me. I later found she had named me as her agent for a little property she left but my sister chose to save for herself. Yet, quit worrying about this relational intricacy. I think what I'm attempting to get at is that notwithstanding all I know now in long periods of unclear self-exile or MGTOW, I'd actually feel a yearning for caring female friendship. The simple inquiry is, how would I deal with it precisely? Indeed, I have my work and my leisure activities, yet at the same time, is this romanticized, fought totally in every case, simply purposeful misdirection? You once discussed Eastern European ladies and how they care more for themselves, and how they need to turn out more earnestly for a restricted inventory of extremely confident men, or beta, or no big deal either way. I had a chance to see this direct while chipping in at an English school in Ukraine. The number of inhabitants in females there has all the earmarks of being slanted for men. However, numerous ladies seem to experience difficulty with and reject their own general public men on account of liquor compulsion, orientation misuse, or the serious absence of chances for men to succeed inside their post-Russian culture. I likewise saw that when ladies find a fair person there, they truly seem to see the value in their men hugely in a way that I've never seen American ladies do, and they can become exceptionally cautious about different ladies infringing on their space. Nonetheless, my sentiments are blended on the grounds that once I was momentarily dating a Ukrainian lady, I was totally switched off by her mace countries to keep my wallet on the table consistently. Obviously, I was gone before long. So what's your interpretation of these ladies? Might it be said that they are almost certain to readapt to their new culture sooner or later and cast you off a precipice at a helpful second, or is there any potential with them? This development is having an impact since I see increasingly more manginas being imported or snuck into the country. Of course, I see many of them likewise winding up in a similar junk store. Ladies that come from poor Eastern European nations are craftier and wily than female foxes in intensity. They come from where they really need to hone their hypergamous hooks just to get a man, so when they're brought into Western nations, they feel like a fat youngster in a treats shop with an endless wallet. In their own nations, they've grown up seeing the shops loaded up with the best-in-class products, yet the greater part of them would never bear the cost of the material abundance that they saw around them. So assuming they get their grip onto a Western man, they'd frequently use them to get all that they would manage. Eastern European ladies are likewise significantly pickier than Western ladies, and the rate of birth in previous socialist nations uncovers this, as you're very much aware. I additionally reference that they deal with themselves all the more, so they can rival different ladies around them for the couple of rich, extremely confident men that they track down in their social orders. But clearly there isn't an adequate number of such men to go around. I as of late addressed my 20-year-old cousin from Eastern Europe about ladies in his nation, and he said they'd all look for one thing over all the other things, and that is cash. The men in his age need to travel and post selfies of cool spots they visited to draw in the consideration of such ladies. Eastern men likewise have their issues with regards to their looks too. Large numbers of them likewise look perfect and afterward transform into uncovered potatoes short term. These are a portion of the motivations behind why I've dated Western ladies my whole life in light of the fact that their moms actually seem to be ladies once they enter their late 40s and early 50s. For sure they had kinks and age spots. However, it wasn't as close to as awful as the Eastern European ladies. Eastern ladies likewise tend to pester men. They can conceal it from you for a couple of years, yet when they open their mouths, it won't ever stop. Analysis for everything. Clearly, they realize the opposition is wild, and they need to safeguard their man the way that man safeguards his run of sheep. Is she given utility and worth the same way that her man gives her cash and status? I'm not amazed by this way of behaving, but shouldn't something be said about the other 90 to 95% of men in that society? I'm certain that most ladies around there couldn't care less about them. You didn't specify how those folks were dealt with. Ladies all around the world never again have the conventional responsibility in local area there to police them, so they become like wild savages, utilizing anything that they can to take anything they desire. They're similar to wild creatures going crazy in our development. For reasons unknown, individuals are really beginning to have children in that country. I simply trust it's not the Westerners coming into the nation and obtain swindled accordingly. To respond to your inquiry, Mr. Mysterious, yes, ladies from Ukraine as well as Eastern Europe are something similar while possibly not more hypergamous than Western men and are bound to lose you a bluff in the event that they can get a superior man here. So don't for even a moment take a stab at bringing them here or reflecting them around there. Much obliged again for the subject, and with respect to every other person out there, gratitude for taking your day-to-day portion of red pills, and recall a red pill daily wards the Ukrainian gold diggers off, so partake in the remainder of your day in good health.